Hey guys, and welcome back to the Self-Care Beyond the Bath series. Today is part 3, and we're going to be talking about our vibe. Okay, so as you can see, today is going to be a little different. I'm doing a screen recording because I have a few things I want to show you on my screen that I don't have a board for behind me. So bear with me. And then underneath here, I have my blog where I wrote all the original content down for this actual video series that I'll be using as notes today, which is what I've been using this whole time. So what is our vibe? Our vibe is our emotional state, and it's how we feel most of the time, and it's how you're currently feeling in this present moment. Your emotional state generates a certain energy inside of your body because energy is motion, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So, your vibrational frequency is the energy that you feel inside of your body and the frequency that you are broadcasting out into the world. So, why is this important to understand? Well, your energy is like a magnet, and whatever you're broadcasting out, you are drawing to you more of the same type of energy or frequency. So if you're having a negative mood or a negative low vibe, you're broadcasting that out into the world, and then you're going to get what you're broadcasting out. Okay? So if you're broadcasting out a low vibe signal, you're going to get back low vibe things. This includes people, this includes circumstances, and all of the above. However, if you are in a high vibrational emotional state, then you will attract people of like vibration as well. You'll attract high vibe people, high vibe circumstances, high vibe chances to do things in life. And you know what? Not only can you feel this vibrational frequency, but the people around you can feel it too. And they can feel when you are broadcasting a positive, high vibe emotion or when you're broadcasting a negative, low vibe emotion. You've probably been around somebody at some point in time at a party or whatever, and you've probably said to the person you were with, you know, so and so, he had a bad vibe today, don't you think? Or you could say that I really like that girl. Her vibe is really cool, you know, and there's certain people that you vibe with and there's certain people that you don't. And that's because your energy matches certain people. So certain people with the same energy are drawn together. When you feel an emotion, you're feeling a vibrational frequency. And every emotion has its own vibrational frequency. And your whole body takes on this vibration. And that's what you're putting out into the world. And there are low vibrations, there are mid-range vibrations, and there are high vibrations. So the reason why I am video recording today is because I wanted to show you. So I have an emotional scale right here, but I'm going to get you a big one up for you. Let's get this situated real quick. Move my face over here. Oh, let's not put that there. So this is the emotional guidance scale, and on the right side you have all of these different types of emotions that a person may feel throughout the day or throughout weeks or months or years, okay? And over here you have your brain wave frequency that matches that emotion. Now, everything from 250 all the way up to 900 is the high vibe emotions, and everything from 250 and below is the lower vibe emotions, okay? 0 being death, and then all the way up at the top being joy, appreciation, empowerment, and freedom. And I think you can even get higher than that if you reach enlightenment. For any of you people out there that have reached that, I haven't reached that level yet, ever. But so basically, every emotion has a frequency that you're putting out, okay? So let's see, optimism vibrates at about 400, and hopefulness vibrates at about 300, while look down here, doubt vibrates at 175. And so these are the lower emotions and these are the higher emotions. And we want to stay somewhere above boredom, okay? So contentment, hopefulness, optimism, positivity, enthusiasm, love, passion, joy, appreciation. And so I just want you to take a minute, and maybe I can make this a little bigger. Yeah. I just want you to take a minute just to tune in to your vibrational frequency, to your vibe. I want you to go within, and I want you to kind of feel out. Like, ask yourself, how do I feel? Kind of try to tune in and figure out where you're at. So like right now, in this very moment, I think I'm at enthusiasm. Yeah, I'm at enthusiasm, so I'm vibrating pretty high. So enthusiasm's right here. Now I'm not always here. Most of the time I hang out here at contentment. Like 90% of the time I'm just content. It's only when I realize that I'm happy being content that I actually raise up to the vibration of happiness, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I usually hang out around here. Now, there are times when I hang out around here, worry and doubt and blame and anger and discouragement. I hang around here sometimes too. But I don't stay here. When I notice that I'm here, I just accept the emotion, try to work through it the best way I can. I don't sweep it under the rug. I don't push it down and stuff it. I just kind of work through it the best way I can. And then I'll notice that I'll start raising up and I'll go through these emotions. I'll start feeling, maybe I'll make it up to boredom, and maybe I'll make it to a neutral place of in between here, like neutrality. And maybe I'll get to contentment finally. And then after I've been content for a few moments, then I'll start getting a little optimistic. It's a process. You're not going to jump from hatred all the way up to love. That's not the way it works. That's fake. That's not the way the world works. But you can gradually move your way up through these emotions and reach the highest one possible. And honestly, I do live here most of the time, but I do also drop down to worry, but I'll come right back up, and then I may drop back down to anger, but then I'll work my way right back up. That's just the human experience. That's what we experience in life. So if you found yourself on those lower level vibrations, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You're totally human, totally fine. I find myself on those levels all the time, and it's just a process that I have to work through. So now I'm going to give you a few tips to help you if you find yourself in a low vibrational mood. And I'm going to help you raise your vibration up to a higher level so that you can feel good and feel the way you want to feel every day, every week, every month, with small dips, with ebbs and flows. That's the way everything goes. It ebbs and flows. So when you feel an emotion of worry, or you feel the emotion of anxiety come up, or any other low vibe emotion that you just don't want to deal with, or maybe you feel yourself getting angry, the first thing I want you to do is to accept that that's how you feel, okay? And then I want you to fully experience that emotion and let it run its course. I'm not asking you to dwell on it forever. Some things you don't have to dwell on, and you can use your common sense there. So let's say maybe your husband missed the laundry basket and his socks are beside the laundry basket, and I know that could be annoying and triggering, but pick your battles. That's something that you can let go, and we're going to talk about letting go in a second. So that's not a really big battle, so you can let that go, and it's really easy to get from that irritated mood back up to a happy mood, okay? And then there may be times where someone has disrespected you and you know that you deserve better, and it's a pattern and it keeps happening. So then that may require for you to do a little confrontation and let someone know how you feel, and let them know that you are not going to be treated that way, and that you will be treated with respect, or there's going to be consequences. Now, if you can keep your cool, and hopefully this person can hear you out and see your point of view and your perspective. But even if they don't see your perspective, at least you've gotten your part out and you've said your piece. And then after you've done all of that, I want you to just let it go. Let it be. Because you know what? We can't control other people. We can only control ourselves. So by you letting go, you're going to control your own vibe, and your vibe's going to naturally raise up, because when we let things go, we get lighter and we don't have the heavy things weighing us down. So one of the most powerful ways I know to raise your vibrational set point or emotion is through a process called letting go. Okay, so let's say there are two corks bobbing in the water, and both corks have strings attached to them, and the strings are floating under the water, okay? Well, let's say that I grab one of the strings to this cork and I pull it down. Well, this one's still bobbing in the water, but this one's being pulled down. But if I let it go, it rises back up to the top, right? So we naturally vibrate at a higher level. But sometimes we get stuff that weighs us down and it keeps us from vibrating naturally as high as we would. A cork naturally floats, and you naturally usually stay happy until you start focusing on your problems, or maybe you're hanging around negative people, or you're going to places that you really didn't want to go to and hanging around people and doing things that you really didn't want to, but you're wanting to be a people pleaser, and so that's holding you down and you can't be happy because you're doing that. However, if you start letting those people go, you start raising up. When you let the negative people go, you raise up higher. When you let go of saying yes to everyone and start saying yes to yourself, you raise up even higher. And guess what? You're starting to get a little happier, right? When you stop pretending to be someone you're not and you start embracing who you really are and doing the things you really love, then you become happy. And now you're both bobbing up on the water because you've let go of all of those things. You've let go. And sometimes it's hard to let go of these things. Like it's hard to let go of certain people in our life that maybe we've had in our life for a very long time. And maybe some of these people are family members, and maybe some of these people are longtime friends. And maybe you won't have to let them go forever. Maybe, they'll catch on that they're being a negative person or they're causing problems in their life. And maybe, they'll start vibrating at a frequency that correlates with your frequency. But sometimes we have to let them go so that we can rise up. And sometimes we have to say no to people and stop being a people pleaser, because being a people pleaser can really bring us down. We don't really notice it. But you can't be happy doing things you don't really want to do in life. You can't be happy not being who you really are as a person. Okay, if you have to put on a mask around people, or if you have to dim your light down or dumb yourself down to feel accepted by a group of people, then you're not going to be happy. You are setting yourself up for failure, and you're setting yourself up for staying in those low vibrations. So start letting go of the mask. Let go of people's opinions. People's opinions will hold you down more than anything in these low vibrations of fear and worry and doubt. But as soon as you let go of the opinions of other people, then you start raising up and you start getting a little happier and getting a little confident about yourself. So you want to, that's where we want to live. We want to let go of certain things that we have to let go of. You also may have to let go of certain places you used to go to, because maybe those places aren't as high vibe as you want to feel. And maybe you've gone to these places a lot. Maybe these places have certain things about them that aren't good for you and that aren't serving you anymore, and you know it. So sometimes in order to be happy in life, we have to move away from certain places. And that could be anything. It could be a church. It could be a restaurant that you go to hang out at. It could be a bar. It could be a friend's house that you used to go to that you realize is super low vibe and not good for you because you fall into things there or something like that. But sometimes we just got to let things go. So the quicker you let go of things that are no longer serving you in your life, the people pleasing, the fakeness, as soon as you start being more authentic, you'll start being happier. And as soon as you start listening to your intuition and doing what your intuition tells you to do instead of what you think others want you to do, then you'll start vibrating higher and you'll start staying in these high vibe emotions. So ask yourself constantly, how do I feel? Check in with, this is on my Instagram. If you want to go to my Instagram page, it is Michelle E. Murray. I have a highlight on my profile that has this emotional guidance skill. You can screenshot it, add it to your phone, just kind of check in throughout the day, see where you're vibrating at. And then you don't have to fake it till you make it. That's one of the things that I wanted to come across and say, is that you don't have to fake it to make it. You don't have to fake being happy. If you're not happy, accept you're not happy. And then start from there, moving up. So you're going to start doing things that are in alignment with who you really are as a person. That's the quickest way I know to be a happy person, to tell people no when you want to say no, to tell people yes when you really want to say yes, to do the things that you want to do in life. You know, to feel the way you want to feel is the most important form of self-care that you can have. You know, eat the foods that you feel like are going to make you feel good, honestly. And go hang out with that person that's high vibe and that you do enjoy being around. But be careful, because these people are also trying to create their lives and trying to have a certain vibe. And they have their lives and they have their schedules and their agendas. And sometimes when we want to be with people, their agendas don't match our agenda, and that's fine. That's okay. That just means you're not on the same wavelength right now, but you'll match up eventually. And you know, we can't control other people's lives, and we definitely cannot rely on other people to make us happy in life. So if you ever reach out to someone and they're busy, don't get down. There's other people out there. If you ever want to go to a place and you have to go through a person because they have access to that place and maybe that person's busy or they have other plans, you know, don't get down. That is not a vibrational match for you, because if it was a vibrational match, and if that person was a vibrational match, and if that place was a vibrational match, then you would have hooked up right then. It would have been in alignment, no problems. Always remember that. If you keep missing things and you keep trying to do things and it's just not working out, realize that it's the vibe's off. It's not, you're not on the same wavelength, and that's fine. It's nothing personal. It's just vibrational. But most of all, just do the tips about letting go. Just let go. Just imagine the cork. When you let it go, what does it do? It naturally rises to the surface of the water. You don't have to do anything but just release. So keep letting go and keep vibing higher. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.